let's bring up SPX.
All right, got it here. You want the chart or you just want the analyze screen?
Let's start with the SPX chart for a second.
All right.
And folks, you can see SPX is up 1.3% today at 57 points. And VIX is down 1.33 into the 20s again. So, I mean, a pretty good move today. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, it's a pretty good move. I wouldn't be surprised to see at least tread water to go down a hair tomorrow, the way it's acting.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they say it's about the earnings this week, but I think they're just looking for something. I didn't hear anybody had gangbuster earnings yet, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and I think, you know, as Mark, if you look at the price chart, you know, over the last 2 weeks or so, yeah, everybody could probably see, does it look like things have really calmed down and range bound? You know, even the last 4 days, you've had a bit of a up and down, but those candles are big.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting there, folks, but it's still, you know, we're still some turbulence. So let's look at SPX. What do you want to look at first, Mark?
I guess we can look at a fly like maybe a little shorter term, like 22 days, which I think would be, let's see, the 18th, the 11th.
You know what? Before we start with the fly, folks, I'm going to take Mark to the dark side. I'm going to take him to the dark side. So for the beginner trade, I'm going to have you do an SPX Iron Condor, folks. I'll talk more about it later, but I'll just have Mark look at it. What I'm going to do, Mark, is go, yeah, I think this is fine. May 11th, even.
Okay.
22 days, that's a Friday, I believe. Let me look at my May 11th. No, May 11th is not a Friday. So let's maybe
it's not. Oh, May 13th. Okay.
May
no problem.
13th is a Friday.
Okay.
24 days. And I want you to go, Mark, and do a 20 delta put, 10 delta call, 5 wide.
All
20
right.
delta put, 5 delta. Folks, this is going to be I'm looking for maybe a beginner trade. So again, we're May 13.
What was the other one? What was the call?
You're going to sell a 10 delta call.
10 delta and 20. I got
sell a 20 delta put, and you're going to go 5 wide.
4660 call.
So beginner, now, again, if you're beginner, you know your level. If you do paper, this is going to be maybe a little bigger than we've done. This will be maybe a little over $400 trade. So for a beginner trade, you can do it.
They say it's not traded, Dan. There are no 65s. I think that's the problem.
So let's take a look here. To do 5 wide, folks, we've got to go all the way to the 4635. We'll try that. 4635 is a 14
deltas. You want to do that?
So we're going to sell a 14 delta call. Dan, why aren't you selling a 10? Because we can't do a 5 wide with the 10. So I'm going to go 14 delta on the calls. And maybe on the puts, Mark.
You want to change those?
Yeah, let's go maybe, I'm going to go 22 or something.
All right.
So maybe sell the 4260 put.
4260. Oh, and look, you can buy a 45. How about that?
Let me see. So I'm going to sell the 4260. Then I want to buy the 4255.
All right.
All right. So that's going to be a credit pretty flat, like deltas.
Yeah.
Relatively.
Mm-hmm. It's been bouncing around a bit now. It's up, it bounces 170, 155, 160. Kind of bounces all over, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's bouncing around a bit.
And somebody asked about explaining the choice of an iron condor with those deltas. So I'll leave that to you. This is your baby.
Yeah, just making, I'll go over that a little more, but it's more just making a little more equidistant. Meaning if Mark just took his cursor and went in the middle of the graph, right? That's where the price of the underlying is. You got about equal distance to the short call equal distance from the short put, right? And that's what I mean. It's kind of, that was what I was doing. And we did it, I did it for $1.55 credit. And we'll just say at this point,
All right, I'll tick it down here.
$1.55. So the margin on this, folks, would be 500 minus 155, $345 of capital to do this one. So I'm going to use this as the, and I'll talk about this a little later. So the way I got the beginner, the way I got the risk or the capital, I took the distance between the strikes. We did 5 wide, the $500 of risk less the credit. All right, so that will be the, you can see that's a cheaper capital wise, right? 300 and some dollars. Now let's go to SPX. Let's look at a fly, Mark.
Okay.